Hello, friends. Welcome back. And in today's lecture, we are going to discuss the part two of chapter number two, the holy signs. And in this, we are going to discuss about the three verses, verse number two, three, and four. So, if you have this book, I would recommend that you also read that book. Doesn't matter if it is in Hindi or English, whatever language you prefer, you should read it, right? Not only come here and not only see the videos. These videos could help you because these are my own experiences, my own understanding that I have got. And I may again would like to say that since it is my understanding, so I'm not a perfect man, right? No one is perfect in this world. So maybe you can get some other aspect, you may get something else, right? You may get some other feeling, you may get some other kind of point of view after reading the book. So you must read the book. I'm just sharing my experience. And since I'm a man, since I'm a person, I can do mistakes. Everyone does mistakes. So I can also have mistakes, right? So just forgive me for any kind of mistakes if it happens. But yeah, I would suggest that, yeah, if you are watching these videos could help you. Mm. Okay. So in the chapter number two, the verse number two, in the verse number two, the question comes like, what is liberation? In Hindi, we call it mukti. So what is liberation? So let us understand it with the help of a simple example. Simple example of, the five uh, koshas or the five cells of our body. Not creating it correctly. So this is the second one, this is the third one, this is the fourth one, and again the last one is the fifth one, right? So this is the materialistic body, the one which is visible to us. This is made of material, and this needs the food and water and all the basic physical elements, right, to grow and to live, to sustain. So this is the outermost cell, which is known as Annamaya Kosha. And then comes the Pranamaya Kosha. Pranamaya Kosha means in our body, there is a layer of prana, right? And what are those? What is this prana? Prana is nothing, but it is carried out by the vayu or air, right? In English, we call it air, but yeah, I think there should not be any word replacement of vayu because it's not just air. Vayu is something else, but yeah, for the simplicity, we can understand it as air. What is the difference between Vayu and Prana? Don't ever think that Prana is equal to Vayu. Prana is not equal to Vayu, right? Vayu means air. Air is not Prana, right? Just understand that the Vayu, or in English, if you say it air, this is just the carrier of Prana. So, Prana and Vayu, these are two different things. Vayu is the carrier of Prana, right? It carries the Prana. So, ultimate thing is the prana. I mean, the fundamental element is prana, not the air. Okay. So prana is something else. Never consider the air or the vayu as the prana. So pranamaya kosh, it contains the entire prana. All the life sustaining activities are done through this prana. So there are five fundamental prana. Sorry, my I have some bad throat. So sorry for that. So in between, you will be getting some kind of noises. So sorry for that. So in the prana, when we are in the prana, then we have five kind of pranas, and those five kind of pranas sustain entire life, right? So this pranamaya kosh, the second one is prana kosh or the prana cell, you can say. This pranamaya kosh is the place from where the boundary of what? Boundary of Jiva, Jiva Atma. There is a Atman. Please watch it carefully. Atman is something different, and Jivatman is something different. Jivatman starts from here, from the Pranamaya Kosh. Then comes the inner cell. Whatever inner cells are there, starting from prana, it constitutes Jivatma, right? So Jivatma starts from the prana. So when a person dies, then the outside portion, which is the metallistic portion, which is known as the Annamaya Kosha, that get destroyed. But yeah, after getting this destroyed, rest of these cells or the rest of the koshas, they are free to travel, right? And to get manifested into another body along with this prana, right? This prana, and inside this, there are other cells that we are going to discuss. You must be already aware about these cells, but yeah, just for explaining the three verses, I'm using it. Okay. So the third one, the inner one comes like it's Manomaya Kosh. So whatever feelings we have, whatever we have understood through our experience in our life, all those experiences are collected into this Manomaya Kosh, the third one. So Manomaya Kosh is nothing but a collection of all the thoughts, all the seeds of the desires that we have, all the seeds of the lust that we have collected throughout our life, which we have attached to. Anything which to which you have been attached, that becomes the seed that creates an imprint in your Manomaya Kosh. And these imprints changes the energy of your entire Jivatman, right? If you are alive and you are collecting the seeds of the desires, of the lust, then in that case, the entire energy level of your Jivatman will change, right? This energy level, which is continuously changing, it is basically what it is doing. It is basically not allowing you to get. Consider this is the wave. Consider this is the ideal wave, right? Which is the Paramatman or the God. This is the God wave, right? God is nothing but a supreme energy. That's it. In the form of energy, he is supreme energy from which every other energy wave has been generated, right? So this is the ideal wave. But due to the different kind of lustful desires that you have created, that you have, shown in your Manomaya Kosh, because of that, your entire energy level and associated wave becomes something like this, right? Something like this that you can see. Somewhere you are very happy, you are in calm, cool mood, and all of a sudden you get down, and all of a sudden you get angry, right? So these kind of things that you are able to see, right? So these kind of waves, they are never in the same phase of the God wave. You know the God wave, the phase, you know the phase is this thing, right? This is the phase. I mean, the uh, the peak and the lowest point, right? If you create like this, then this is the peak and this is the lowest point. This is the lowest point, this is the peak point. So these lowest and the peak points, they are very much in sync and they are very much arranged in case of the ideal wave, which is the wave of the God particle, wave of the God energy, right? But because of your lustful desires and seeds, this kind of wave is not able to, you know, get tuned with this wave, which is the ideal wave. And until you get tuned, you will keep traveling. I mean, your Jivatman will keep traveling with these seeds of desires, with this level of energy, which is, which is kind of disturbed, the wave which is disturbed, and it is trying to just manifest into some body where it can manifest, right? Wherever it can manifest until it becomes a kind of wave which can be manifested into some body, because our body has a certain frequency. God particle or the God energy has some other frequency. So, if you die with the seeds of the desires and you are like this, your energy is like something like, very zigzag, then in that case, what happens that because of this zigzag energy, what you feel, you start watching the dreams, just like you are in a dream now. Similarly, after death, you watch the dreams, right? You don't know that you are watching the dream, just like in the dream, you don't know that you are dreaming. Whatever you are able to see in the dream, that looks correct. All of a sudden, you come to the contact of some other mother, some other father, and you you think that, yeah, these are my father and mother, because in the dream itself, if you watch your father to someone else, if you watch your mother as well to someone else, then in the dream you will believe that, yes, these are my mother and father. These are my parents. There will be no doubt in your dream. Similarly, you don't have any doubt when you take a new life, when when you come into a new life and you see new people around you, right? So until your energy is like this zigzag and you are not into a wave which can be tuned to a human or any animal body or any kind of animal body, or human's body, till then these seeds will cause you to see the different dreams. These seeds are nothing but these are just the subconscious. These are just get collected in your subconscious mind till the time you are alive. Till the time you are alive, these seeds are inside you in the form of the desires, and those desires are, those desires, those subconscious things, they just gets manifested in your dream, right? But since you are alive, so you come to a body, you come to your own body. But when you die, then in that case, you need to make yourself, you know, make yourself eligible to come into such wavelength, or to come to such frequency level, right? So that you can be tuned into someone's body, maybe maybe a dog's body, maybe a swine's body, maybe again to a body of a human, right? But yeah, until these things will be done, I mean, after watching the dreams, right? Just like you watch the dream, then it manifests your fear, right? It manifests your fear. Similarly, whatever seeds you have after death, those all those seeds will keep getting removed, right? And they will be removed to such an extent so that ultimately your energy or your wave become uh, not become your energy or your energy wave should come into such a wavelength or to such a frequency level so that it can be tuned into one of the 84 lakhs bodies, 84 lakhs yonis, right? So until then, you will keep watching the dream. And if those dreams are pleasant, then it is told that, yes, this is heaven. And if those dreams are not pleasant enough, then it is called that you are feeling the hell. So there is nothing like heaven and hell. This is not a physical place. This is just the seed of desire which gets manifested after your body dies. Since you are not able to reach back to your body because you are die because you are died, so in that case, you keep feeling the pain or keep feeling the pleasant things until you get a new body. So you keep feeling the pleasant things, that is known as the heaven. And if you keep feeling the bad things, if you keep feeling the pain, right, and you are not able to wake up into your body, then in that case it is hell, right? So these are the concepts of heaven and hell. Heaven and hell are nothing but your unfulfilled desires, which gets manifested in the form of dreams, right? So these are the things. And now come to the other one, which is the Jnanamaya Kosh, the, the fourth one. The fourth one is the Jnanamaya Kosh, right? It contains all the knowledge. What knowledge it contains? It contains that knowledge which is the modus operandi of this nature. Since this cell contains the knowledge of the modus operandi of the nature, and that is why this is able to run this Jivatman. This is able to motivate this Jivatman based on the seeds of desires. It motivates you, right? If you think that you do the things, you decide. No, you don't decide. You decide after a thought comes to your mind. Did you ever try to see that from where a thought came? If some thought to kill someone comes to your mind, for example, I'm not giving you something like, just the shrewd kind of example which makes you feel like, yeah, I will kill someone. No, I'm just giving an example. If someone feels that I have to kill someone, then do you think that he is deciding it? No. First, from inside his body, from inside this seeds of desires, he gets the motivation, right, from the Jnanamaya Kosh. Jnanamaya Kosh, because it contains all the modus operandi of the nature, it is something like motivation to the chitta, right? This Jnanamaya Kosh, or this knowledge shell, contains the motivation, and this gives the motivation. Basically, this is the modus operandi of the nature. This is the knowledge of the modus operandi of the nature. Because of the knowledge of the modus operandi of the nature, it knows that I have to give a push to the desires, unfulfilled desires. So it gives the push to the unfulfilled desires, and as soon as it gives the push to the unfulfilled desires, the chitta becomes like chitta creates a wave. You know the chitta. I'm not going to explain the chitta. So chitta creates a wave, and that wave, when it simply, it simply just push you based on your desires, then a thought come to your mind, and no one try to see from where that thought has come. If you stop for a while and you think that from where this desire has come, just try to introspect yourself, right? When you start when you start introspecting yourself, then in that case you try to find out from where this desire came, right? From what is the source of my desire, from inside me, what is that location inside my body, from this, from where this particular desire or the motivation is coming, right? So this motivation is given by the modus operandi of the nature, which is inside the Jnanamaya Kosh. So Jnanamaya Kosh is nothing but the modus operandi, knowledge of the modus operandi of the nature, which is contained inside this layer. Okay. After that comes the Anandamaya Kosh, the bliss. Inside this blissful layer, there is the place of Atman. This is the place of Atman. I mean, this is the layer at which the frequency, or you can say the wave, is having the same phase or the same frequency as the wave of the God. So, this inside the Anandamaya Kosh, or the blissful cell, is the place of Atman. I mean, inside this is the real energy wave, which is the creator of everything, which is the God wave, or you can say the God energy, right? Godly energy. So that godly energy wave is here. So because of the distraction from this particular Manomaya Kosh, because of the distraction of this, you never become, your energy wave never becomes tuned to this. Never is a wrong word. I mean, because of this, you are not able to tune yourself to this particular way, which is the God wave. So you are not able to tune in with your Atman. Atman is nothing but a energy wave. It's nothing. There is nothing like some particle will be there. No, it's something which is a wave, right? So this is called the wave, right? So this wave is there, and this wave has a constant frequency, but the frequency in these layers keep changing, and the resultant frequency of your complete jivatman keeps changing because of your lustful desires, right? Because these creates the disturbance, right? Resistance. So you understood the concept of jivatman and atma. The Atman is different. Atman is inside this, the blissful cell, the Anandamaya Kosh. And Jivatma is the collection of four cells, right? Starting from Pranamaya Kosh, then Manomaya Kosh, then Jnanamaya Kosh, and then comes the your blissful cell, or you can say the Anandamaya Kosh. All right, so let us come back to our verses. So these will be now very easy to understand. What is liberation? Liberation is nothing but getting free of all these seeds. When you become free from all these seeds, then it is liberation. Very simple to understand, right? Liberation is also the salvation, right? Liberation is, I mean, this is called the mukti in Hindi that we have written here, and salvation is the moksha. In Hindi, we call it moksha, right? To attain a level where you don't have to manifest again into some body. So, what is this salvation? Salvation is nothing after liberation, right? Since liberation means all these seeds get destroyed, they are nowhere anymore, right? Inside your Manomaya Kosh, then your complete energy wave, which was distracted because of this Manomaya Kosh, is no more there. There is no, there is no new wave. The only wave remains is this wave, which is the God wave, right? So you get tuned yourself, your entire existence gets tuned with this particular wave, which is the God wave. And this is called the moksha, salvation, right? So salvation and liberation both goes hand in hand. Until you are liberated from your lustful desires, you don't get tuned with the God wave, right? So until you get tuned with the God wave, you are not, liberated, right? So after liberation, as soon as you get liberated, because you are getting rid of all your lustful desires, your frequency, entire Jivatman frequency becomes equal to the becomes tuned. I mean, gets tuned with the frequency of the God energy or the God wave. So that is the process of salvation. That is the incident. That incident is known as the salvation. So since both the things happen together, so that's why it is told that yes, liberation is salvation. That's why it has been written here that liberation is salvation. So this has been explained, right? So I have taken some examples from the other sources as well, just to make you understand these verses in a simple manner, right? Because this book is really very tough to understand, right? But yeah, if you will read it, you will be able to understand. But since I have understood in such a way, in this way, from Bhagavad Gita, from other sources. So I just wanted to share my experience so that it becomes easy for you, because all these things are not just the, just kind of explanation. These are also there. Like these five koshas, they are explained in yoga, right? In Kriya Yoga, you understand very well these things, right? So these things are the real source of information, real source of, all the understandings, right? So that's why I taken it here. And if you will now go to your book, The Holy Science, and if you read it, you will be able to easily understand it. Okay. Now comes the third verse where it has been written like why Jiva is sad, why Jivatma is sad, why Jiva is sad. Right? Jivatma starts from Pranamaya course when it attains a body, when it gets tuned into a body, then in that case, that particular body is known as a Jiva, right? That particular body, and inside that, whatever is governing that body is known as the Jiva, right? So, why the Jiva is sad? Due to desires. Because if you have lustful desires here in the Manomaya Kosh, then it may be that some of the desires gets fulfilled. If some of the desires get fulfilled, then you will be happy. But it is not necessary that every time all the desires will be, fulfilled. So in that case, if the desire doesn't get fulfilled, then you become sad, right? Because these things are keep changing. You are in a materialistic world and material changes, right? You think that whatever you are thinking that yes, I will attain the peace, I will attain the freedom, I will attain the happiness, right? Your goal is constant, your goal is not changing, but you forget that your goal is something which is intangible. But your goal which is dependent on the things, those things are tangible, and those tangible things are continuously changing, right? So your target to attain the happiness through the happiness which is the intangible thing from the tangible things is a wrong perception. That is why you feel the sadness when it is not completed, because it may be that not every time it will be fulfilled. Your desire may not be fulfilled because I told you the reason, right? Somehow my English is not that good, so but I hope you are able to understand what I'm trying to explain, right? It's like your goal, the happiness is something intangible, but you are looking that happiness which is intangible into the tangible things. But there is a difference between intangible and tangible things. The intangible things are never changing, they are constant. But tangible things are changing, they keeps changing. And that is why you don't feel the happiness every time, because sometimes you will feel the happiness because you will get whatever you wanted, but sometimes you will not get, right? So these unfulfilled desires will lead you to take new body, right, which we have already explained. And this cycle of going into a new body, going into a new life, and again going through the same cycle of suffering because of these desires inside this, you know your manomaya course, this keeps running and you are sad, you keep yourself sad, right? So these three verses were there that we wanted to discuss today. In the next video, we'll meet soon. And till then, have a nice day and bye bye. Thank you.